Are you traveling back to the Philippines this coming February 2022? Watch this video and find out the latest arrival protocol for February 2022. Hi mga kabayan at mga kaibigan, and welcome to my channel. This is Jamey Iris TALK TV, kung saan we talk about the latest travel guidelines, mga updates, and even mga balita or highlights na nangyayari sa ating bansa. Para sa episode pong ito, we will be talking about the latest arrival protocol for all Filipinos, Balikbayans, non-OFWs, and foreigners who will be traveling to the Philippines from February 2022, starting on the 10th of February. Yes, you heard me right. I know you had just watched the latest update that we've had for February 1, and that is applicable for that date. But then again, meron na naman pong bagong protocol na in-announce ang IATF just today, February 4, na they actually talked about yesterday, February 3, 2022. And before we continue, everyone, this video will be in Tagalog and English. So if we have foreigners who are watching our videos, we have an English video that I have prepared just for you about the same topic so that you will know the latest arrival protocol if you're planning to go back or fly back or for the first time to the Philippines for business or leisure purposes. So please watch my English video that I prepared only for all of you. For this video, it will be in Tagalog and English to help my fellow man to know more about the arrival protocols. Mga kabayan, alamin po natin ano po ba yung latest protocol when it comes to pagbalik po ninyo sa Pilipinas na in-announce lang po just today. So ang latest arrival protocol po natin, meron po tayong IATF Resolution 160A at 160P. Ito po ay patungkol sa mga Filipinos na uuwi dito, balikbayan, dual citizen at gayon din po sa mga foreigner. So atin na pong i-discuss kung ano po itong latest update na ito. Ating pong natatandaan na diniscuss ko po sa inyo na ngayong starting February 2022, tinanggal na po ang color coding classification ng mga bansa. Kung kaya't ang bagong classification po ng mga arriving travelers ay according na sa fully vaccinated at sa mga hindi bakunado or partially vaccinated. So for the first topic that we will be discussing for today, this will be for fully vaccinated Filipinos or nationals. So sinasabi po sa IATF Resolution number 160A, new entry, testing, and quarantine protocols for all the Filipino citizens arriving from abroad effective February 10, 001 hours of this year 2022. All Filipino fully vaccinated nationals shall be presenting a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin and first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to the Philippines, excluding layovers, provided that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. So before we move on to the next topic or requirement, let us just discuss this. So what does this mean for all Filipinos? So ganito po yan. So kung ang ibig sabihin po nito, kung ikaw, ano bang ibig sabihin nitong first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to the Philippines? Ito po ay applicable kung sakasakali po kayo ay magta-travel, for example, malaking bansa, USA, Canada, or even other countries na halimbawa, even sa Saudi po, malalaking bansa po yan. Bago ka makarating talaga dun sa big airport na may international flight, na may continuous flight papauwi ng Pilipinas, dadaan ka muna sa mga maliliit na airport. So halimbawa, Quebec, sa Canada po ito ha, Quebec to Toronto, Toronto to Vancouver. So, kailan ka magsisimula ng bilang ng 48 hours? So, magsisimula ka ng bilang ng 48 hours kapag ikaw ay nakarating na dun sa flight mo sa Vancouver. So, ibig sabihin, kung magpapaswab test ka, bilangan mo yung flight mo sa Vancouver papunta sa Pilipinas. Hindi yung flight mo from Quebec or from Toronto to Vancouver. Kasi yung Vancouver flight mo, yun yung may continuous flight papunta sa Pilipinas. At kumbaga yung iba, mga local flights lang naman internally. Ayan po yung ibig sabihin ng first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to the Philippines. And then, pangalawa naman po, kung sakasakaling may layover ka, sabi dito excluding layover. So, ibig sabihin po nito, halimbawa, United Kingdom, magle-layover sa Doha, and then lilipad naman po papunta sa Manila or Filipinas. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito, ang bilang nyo po ng 48 hours ay hindi sa Doha, kung hindi dun sa United Kingdom. Kasi yun po yung una, yun yung first point of embarkation ninyo. So, therefore, yun ang bibilangin nyo pauwi ng Pilipinas. Hindi yung layover, hindi nila in-include yon. So, I hope the examples had helped you mga kabayan. Kung may further questions kayo, type down nyo po lang sa comment boxes natin so that at least I could help you out. Pangalawa, upon arrival, then you will no longer be required to observe mandatory facility-based quarantine and you shall need to self-monitor ang sarili po ninyo for 7 days for any signs of symptoms at kinakailangan nyo na mag-report po sa LGU ninyo if you felt any manifestations of symptoms. Tandaan yung bilang po nito simula nung arrival date ninyo sa Pilipinas. Now, paano naman nakukonsider ang isang Pilipino na deemed fully vaccinated? So, a Filipino national shall be deemed fully vaccinated only if you are fully compliant with the following requisites. Ano po ba yon? Unang-una, kinakailangan po na naka-receive ka na po ng second dose ninyo in a 2-dose series or a single dose series na more than 14 days na prior to the date ng time of your departure from the point of origin or origin of country ninyo from your embarkation port. Pangalawa naman, the vaccine is included in any of the following. So, kinakailangan po yung vaccine na na-receive po ninyo, nakalista po sa EUA List of Compassionate Special Permit issued by the PHFDA or nakasama po siya sa Emergency Use Listing of WHO. Ang pangatlo naman po, kinakailangan you possess and you can present po any of the following proof of vaccination prior you depart from your port of origin. Number 1, pwede pong WHO. Ayan po, International Certificate of Vaccination and Prophylaxis o yung tinatawag nating yellow card or booklet. Pangalawa, VaxCert-PH. Pangatlo, National or State Digital Certificate of the country or foreign government which has accepted the VaxCert-PH under a reciprocal arrangement. Or, ika-apat, other proofs of vaccination pinapermit po ng IATF. So that's the time a Filipino national shall be deemed fully vaccinated only when you present any of these requisites. Paano naman po ang mga unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or Filipino nationals whose vaccination status cannot be confirmed? Ayan po, unang-una po, negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and the time of departure from the country of origin or first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to PH or to the Philippines, excluding po ang layovers provided that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. So yan po, katulad lang po yan nung kaninang diniscuss natin, so same examples po yon. And then number 2, required to undergo the facility-based quarantine under the release of your negative RT-PCR test taken on the 5th day from the date of arrival. So ibig sabihin po nito, yung swab testing date ninyo ay ika-5 araw. Ang non-OFWs po, ibig sabihin nito, kinakailangan nyo mag-pre-book ng at least 6 days and 5 nights. Now, required din kayo mag-undergo ng home quarantine kapag kayo ay nakakuha na ng resulta at nakalabas na kayo halimbawa ika-6th day na kumpletuhin po hanggang 14 days ang home quarantine. Counting po yung first day ng arrival ninyo sa Pilipinas as day 1. Now, tandaan po ninyo, ang LGUs of destination and your respective BHERTS or ang inyong barangay, health and at the same time response team po ay nakatask po sila para i-monitor kayo at at the same time po kung sino man po ang dadating sa mga LGUs undergoing home quarantine. At ine-expect po nila na kung may maramdaman kayo na manifestations po ng any symptoms ay magre-report po kayo sa ano naman po mga unvaccinated minor Filipino nationals? Sila po ba ay allowed mag-travel? Kung gayon, anong requirement? Now, para naman po sa mga Filipino nationals na below 12 years of age who are not vaccinated for any reason whatsoever, ang kinakailangan nyo pong sundin ay ang quarantine protocols ng mga magulang or any accompanying adult or guardian traveling with the minor. Now, ang Filipino national po natin from 12 years naman pataas or 17 years of age, ang kinakailangan nyo na pong i-follow na classification and procedures are based na sa vaccination status po. So in case of such unvaccinated minor children, either foreign or Filipino parents, you should accompany such child or children during the facility-based quarantine. So another classification po na tinitingnan natin sa bagong IATF Resolution number 160A ay ang mga Filipino na naka-fully recover po with positive RT-PCR test pre-departure test results. So let me explain more about this. Ang ibig sabihin po nito, kung nung una po kayong paalis sa Pilipinas, unang pre-departure swab testing ninyo, ang resultang nakuha po ninyo, yung taken within 48 hours before your flight, was positive. Ngayon, hindi po kayo pinalipad, at sinabi na kailangan muna na ensure na gumaling ka at nakalipas ang 14 days at ngayon, ikaw ay naka-recover na. So you're fully recovered Filipino nationals. Ngayon, syempre, bago ka lumipad ulit sa Pilipinas, magkakaroon ka na naman ng pre-departure swab testing. Ngayon, kung sakasakali nung ikaw ay fully recovered ka na, sinabi na ng doktor mo fully recovered ka, pero nung ikaw ay nag-swab test ulit, nung nag-test ka, nakita positive. So pwede ka bang lumipad sa Pilipinas, positive ka, pero negative ka na naman according to your doctor? Pwede. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po niyan, kinakailangan mo lang mag-present ng positive RT-PCR test. Sabi po dito, Filipino nationals who have recovered from COVID-19 but test positive for the 48-hour pre-departure RT-PCR test may nonetheless enter the country. You just simply have to present the documents prior to departing or boarding from the country of origin or port of embarkation and upon arrival in the Philippines. Ano-ano po ba ito? Unang-una po, positive RT-PCR test taken not earlier than 10 days but not later than 30 days prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin or port of embarkation. Ibig sabihin po nito, ito na po yung rescheduled flight ninyo. Now, sinasabi rin po, ito po yung unang RT-PCR test na nakuha nyo na nag-positive po kayo. Then yung letter B naman po, positive RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of the departure from the country of origin or port of embarkation in a continuous travel to PH, excluding layovers, he or she must not leave the airport premises or has not left or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. Ang ibig sabihin po nito, ito na po yung pangalawa po na RT-PCR test ninyo na nag-positive pa rin kahit sinabi ng doktor na negative na po kayo. Kaya yung pangatlo, kailangan nyo po mag-provide ng medical certificate issued by the licensed physician stating that you as the Filipino national and certifying that you are, number one, you are either asymptomatic, pwedeng mild or moderate or severe or critical po yung inyong COVID case. And as the case may be, has completed the mandatory isolation period and is no longer infectious and is now allowed to travel or move to you are now allowed for movement and at the same time po for travel. So kung meron po kayong lahat nito, then you can travel to the Philippines po. Pero hindi kayo pwede mag-travel ng Pilipinas kung ito po yung kakadetect pa lang po na una pa lang po na positive RT-PCR kayo, unang schedule nyo pa lang po yun at hindi pa kayo nakapag-isolate. So you still have to isolate bago po kayo makauwi ng Pilipinas na hoping negative naman kung nag-positive, then that's the time pwede. So yun po mga kabayan, yung mga nagtatanong sa atin na Ms. Jamey, nag-positive ako, pwede pa ba ako umuwi ng Pilipinas? Ang sagot, pwede. Ito yung protocol na nag-a-apply sa'yo. Ngayon, syempre, pagdating mo sa Pilipinas, so Ms. Jamey, ano na ang ifa-follow ko? Doon po ba ako sa fully vaccinated or unvaccinated? Syempre, depende. Kung fully vaccinated ka, wala ka ng quarantine pagdating mo sa Pilipinas. Then you can actually go back to your, kumbaga sa tinitirhan mo at mag-observe na lang ng 7 days na home quarantine. At kung may manifestations ka na naramdaman na any symptoms within that 7 days ng home quarantine, then that's the time you have to report to the LGU. At yung pangalawang classification mo naman, again, unvaccinated or partially vaccinated or vaccination status cannot be determined. So, ibig sabihin niya, 5 araw ang swab test mo, kailangan mo mag-hotel quarantine hanggang 6 na araw at kailangan mo mag-pre-booking ng at least 6 days and 5 nights. Pag uwi mo sa iyong bahay, upon receiving the negative result, then kinakailangan mo naman na kumpletuhin ng 14 days home quarantine counting day 1 as your first day of arrival in the Philippines. Kung may maramdaman ka agad na symptoms, i-inform ang LGU mo at minomonitor ka ng LGU at ng iyong barangay health team. Yan. So yan po ang inyong classification pag uwi nyo sa Pilipinas. So ang tanong, ang mga Filipinos ba kinakailangan by February 10 onwards mag-complete ng One Health Pass? Ang sagot dyan, yes. Lahat ng mga Filipinos at lahat na mag-arrive from overseas, kinakailangan po na mag-complete ng One Health Pass. You may please watch nyo po yung latest arrival protocol po natin na diniscuss for One Health Pass dun sa aking latest video tutorial. So that's it for our arriving Filipinos at mga balikbayan na dual citizen. Now, how about kung ikaw ay balikbayan, former Filipino, pero hindi ka na dual citizen? So this article or this resolution po ng IATF 160B will apply for you. Now, kung ikaw ay foreign national entering the Philippines visa-free at ikaw ay balikbayan, if you are qualified as a Filipino citizen with balikbayan privilege under RA 9174, including your spouse, pati na rin ang iyong mga anak who are not balikbayan in their own right and are traveling with you into the Philippines, provided you are not a restricted national, then you are a citizen or national of the following countries entitled to stay not exceeding 30 days as per Executive Order 408 S960 as amended. The countries covered by EO 408 series 1960s are enumerated in the DFA website. So yung link po niyan, nandyan po sa ating description. So para naman po sa ating mga foreign national entering the Philippines visa-free, kung meron kayong mga loved ones po, fiancé, so andun po yung listahan kung ano po yung mga country na visa-free. So kayo na kailangan itong foreign national na ito, hindi po ito balikbayan yung talagang purong foreign national, kinakailangan po fully vaccinated sila. except for the minor children below 12 years of age traveling with fully vaccinated foreign parents. Kinakailangan nag-carry po sila or they possess an acceptable proof of vaccination. They must present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin. At ganun din po, katulad ng diniscuss natin kanina, kailangan po from the first port of embarkation ang basihan in a continuous travel to the Philippines excluding layovers, provided that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such a layover. Karagdagan pa po dito, lahat ng foreign national, whether they are traveling for business or leisure purposes po, kinakailangan nila may valid ticket for the return journey to the port of origin, or kung hindi naman po kaya, meron na po silang ticket para sa next port of destination nila, so it should not be later than 30 days from the date of arrival sa Pilipinas. And then pangalawa, kinakailangan po nilang may passport valid for a period of 6 months at the time of their arrival in the Philippines, at kinakailangan po mag-obtain sila prior to arrival travel insurance for COVID-19 treatment cost from reputable insurers with a minimum coverage of $35,000 for a duration of their stay sa Pilipinas. So yan po. Ngayon, paano kung ang isang foreign national ay paano siya madideem necessary? Now, paano ang foreign national naman madedetermine na talaga siya ay fully vaccinated? So, kinakailangan din po naka-receive siya ng second dose in a 2-dose series or single-dose series ng more than 14 days na po prior to the date of their departure from the country of origin or embarkation. At kinakailangan yung vaccine po niya ay included in any of the following: EUA list or compassionate special permit issued by the PHFDA, emergency use listing of WHO, or kung hindi naman po kaya, ay meron po siyang acceptable proofs of vaccination which shall be presented to the departing or boarding from the country of origin or port of embarkation, tsaka pagdating po nila dito sa Pilipinas. WHO International Certificate of Vaccination and Prophylaxis or yung yellow booklet, VaxCert PH ang pangalawa, at pangatlo, national or state digital certificate of the country or foreign government which has accepted VaxCert PH under a reciprocal arrangement. Katulad po ng nabanggit ko po nung una, halimbawa UK may reciprocal agreement po, so pwede pong gamitin yung national vaccination certificate nila. Pang-apat, other proofs of vaccination permitted by IATF. Yan po. Now, new entry, sinasabi po dito, paano kung sakasakali ang ilan pong mga foreigners ay hindi nag-meet doon or hindi nag-fully comply sa condition na nakaset at mga requisite. So, visa-free foreign nationals who fail to fully comply with conditions and requisites shall be denied admission into the country and shall be subject to the appropriate exclusion proceedings. So, however, once admitted to the country, they are no longer required to observe facility-based quarantine but shall self-monitor for any sign or symptoms for 7 days, with the first day of quarantine being the date of arrival. However, they are also required to report to the LGU of their destination should they manifest any symptom. So please take note of that so that at least you will definitely be able to be allowed to enter the Philippines. Please take note of that and follow the requisites mentioned. Now let's take a look at the foreign children traveling with the Filipino nationals. Now, if a foreign child or children below 12 years of age who are not vaccinated for any reason whatsoever and traveling with their Filipino parent, then they shall follow the entry, testing, and quarantine protocols of their Filipino parent traveling with them. A foreign child or children from age 12 to 17 of age traveling with their Filipino parent shall follow the protocol based on their vaccination status. Now, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated. In case of such unvaccinated minor, either foreign or Filipino parents should accompany such child or children during the facility-based quarantine. So yan po mga kabayan, kung 12 years old below, okay lang po yan, walang problema, susundin kung ano man po yung vaccination status ng kanilang parents, pero kung 12 years old pataas, so kinakailangan na po i-follow kung ano po yung vaccination protocol for unvaccinated or partially vaccinated or kaya fully vaccinated. Now, when it comes to foreign nationals not covered or qualified or foreign nationals from visa-required country. So, yung kanina po, non-visa required po. So, or restricted foreign nationals may enter the Philippines through an entry exemption document na tinatawag po nating EET at issued under the IATF rules and regulations provided. So, una, kinakailangan po sila na fully vaccinated, except for minor children below 12 years of age traveling with their fully vaccinated parents. Now, they must also carry or possess an acceptable proof of vaccination na diniscuss po natin kanina, and they must present negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of departure from their country of origin or first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to the Philippines, excluding po layover, provided that he or she has not yet left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. Now, for these foreign nationals who came from visa country, so meaning kinakailangan po nila ng visa, paki-edit ulit yan. For this foreign national who came from countries who are requiring visa upon entry here in the Philippines, now once they are admitted into the country, then they are no longer required to observe the facility-based quarantine but shall self-monitor for any signs of symptoms, 7 days with the first being the date of arrival. However, they are required to report to the LG of their destination should they manifest any sign of symptoms. Now, tandaan, foreign nationals who are found not compliant with the conditions set shall then be required to undergo facility-based quarantine until the release of their negative RT-PCR test taken on the 5th day. Now, after which they shall be required to undergo home quarantine until their 14th day with the date of arrival being the 1st day. Now, the LGUs of destinations and their respective, again, barangay, health response team are tasked to monitor those arriving passengers undergoing home quarantine. Now, for foreign nationals with other types of visas. Now, foreign nationals with valid and existing visas other than 9A visas may be allowed entry into the Philippines provided they are fully vaccinated as defined and are able to present proofs of vaccinations and shall no longer be required to observe facility-based quarantine but shall self-monitor for any sign or symptoms for 7 days with the first day being the date of arrival. However, now, i-require po sila to report to the LGU should they feel any manifestations of symptoms upon that 7 days. Foreign nationals who shall not be fully vaccinated shall be denied admission into the country and shall be subject to the appropriate exclusion proceedings. So, hindi po talaga ina-allow kapag ang bibisita po sa atin ay foreigner tapos hindi po sila vaccinated. So, automatically po denied entry. And then letter C, foreign nationals who fail to fully comply with the conditions and requisites set shall be required to undergo the facility-based quarantine until the release of their negative RT-PCR test taken on the 5th day, after which they shall be required to undergo home quarantine until their 14th day with the date of arrival being their first day. Now, ang great news naman po dito, kasi po kung matatandaan nyo po, may capacity po na ceiling ang arriving passenger sa Pilipinas. So sinabi po dito, lahat ng fully vaccinated foreign nationals shall not be included in the arrival set quota by the DOTR and its one-stop shop. So that's quite great to hear so that at least mas marami pa pong mga arriving Filipinos ang makauwi po sa Pilipinas. So with that, mga kabayan at kaibigan, yan po ang latest arrival protocol natin ngayong February 10 onwards. So paki-take note po yan so that at least kung uwi nyo ay February 10, ay ma-take into consideration yung mga arrival protocols natin at walang maging problema at maging smooth ang inyong pag-uwi dito sa Pilipinas. Everyone, if you find this video helpful and informative, please click like. And at the same time, iniimbitahan ko po kayo, if this is your first time to actually join us at makapanood ng aking video, to please subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updated every time may mga bago po tayong updates. At syempre sa lahat ng ating mga subscribers and all the viewers, thank you so much for always watching at pagsuporta sa ating channel. With that, mga kabayan at kaibigan, lagi po ninyong tandaan, taas noo, saan man po tayong ng mundo naroroon sapagkat tayo po ay mga Filipino. Muli po, this is Jamey Iris of Jamey Iris TALK TV, simply saying, may God bless you, stay safe and stay healthy. See you in my next video.